your vinyl is older than 2 years, extremely brittle, damaged on a sewn seam or corner, please contact Rural Upholstery at 816-358-5358. Thank you for your purchase of the Rural Upholstery Vinyl Repair Kit. Before attempting any repair on your damaged vinyl, please be sure to read the provided instruction manual. This will clarify any confusion or questions that may arise during the video. In your box, you should have the following: an instructional DVD along with the Vinyl Repair Kit manual, which is a detailed written version of the procedure. Again, it is strongly recommended that the manual be read before performing the repair. An included rag in the UK 403 vinyl and leather cleaner used to cleanse the area for repair. For safety issues, you should only use this product on your specified vinyl. Soap and water will not suffice. The UK 47 palette knife for applying and mixing the compounds. A roll of vinyl in your designated color, used as a sub-patch to be placed in the hole of your damaged vinyl. The UK 406 vinyl compound weld, an exclusive formula used in a repairing process of your damaged boot. Please store the compound in cool locations of your store to prolong the life of the mixture. The CO2 sprayer with connected tube used to easily spray the paint. The UK 405-S vinyl prep used to clean the vinyl and clean the tube of the CO2 sprayer to remove any paint from the spraying process. The 4-ounce paint jar, which is designated for your specified store color. A black heat gun with insertable tip used to focus heat for the curing process of the compound weld. Always make sure the gun is in the low temperature position so the vinyl does not burn. A pattern impression is used immediately after the curing process to imprint the texture back onto the material. Be sure to use the side of the impression that has the wavy grain impression, not the uniform grid impression. The rest of the video will explain, show, and mimic the steps in repairing a cut in your vinyl. The cut should not be any bigger than 2 inches in diameter for a lasting repair on the damaged area. If the torn vinyl is still intact, please do not cut it off, for leaving it intact will make for an easier and faster repair. Use the supplied rag and apply a small amount of UK 403 vinyl and leather cleaner to the rag. Wipe in and around the tear in approximately a 12-inch area. This will clean the area of food, grease, and any other foreign substance so the weld adheres to the vinyl as tightly as possible. With a pair of scissors, cut a piece of vinyl off the roll of the supplied vinyl, making sure it matches the vinyl that you are working on. Now cut a circle-shaped piece of the vinyl off the larger piece of vinyl you just cut. This is called the sub-patch. The sub-patch must be between 1/2 and 1 inch larger so that it will cover the entire area of the cut. Dispose of the excess vinyl, then lay the sub-patch over the cut, making sure the piece of vinyl covers it entirely. Take the sub-patch vinyl up and begin inserting it into the hole. Check with your finger to feel the extra layer on all sides of the cut, making sure it completely covers the cut area. Using the palette knife or your finger, as shown, retrieve the UK 406 vinyl compound weld and fully saturate the entire area to be repaired. The weld should be applied both on top of the cut and between the vinyl and the sub-patch. Be generous with the application of the weld, for this is a critical point in the procedure. Clean excess weld around and on cut so that the affected area is very smooth with no ridges. This is very important or you will have dry weld around or on the cut, which is not needed and very hard to remove once dried. Put excess weld from the palette knife into the jar for later use. Now use the provided cloth to remove any excess weld from around the cut. This assures no weld was left by the palette knife on the vinyl. Retrieve the heat gun and slide the switch in the low temperature position as shown. This is very important since the high temperature position is entirely too hot for the makeup and structure of the vinyl and will ultimately result in burning it. Using the heat gun, pattern impression, and the palette knife, if needed, heat the area being repaired inside and outside of the cut. Hold the heat gun no closer than 2 inches from the cut, because holding too close will result in burning, and in return create bubbles on the material. You know the vinyl weld compound is fully cured when the white color of the compound weld has disappeared and you are left with a clear substance. What this has done is create an imitation of vinyl and filled in the cut. Now apply the pattern impression with the wavy pattern down. Press firmly for about 5 seconds to create the texture that the weld has taken away. This step of applying weld, cleaning the weld, heating the weld, and using the pattern impression must be repeated up to 6 times if needed. What you are trying to do is build layer after layer up until the cut area is even with the surrounding vinyl, in order for the repair to take on the appearance and height of the surrounding vinyl. Retrieve the CO2 sprayer with attached straw and stick the straw in the hole at the bottom of the sprayer. The straw must be locked in firmly, which will enable the paint to be drawn up appropriately. Picking up the jar with your designated color, begin shaking the jar vigorously to release the pulp that is settled on the bottom. This will make the paint thicker and the color more consistent. Remove the cap from the paint jar and attach the sprayer in its place. Always make sure you hold the jar with the attached sprayer at approximately a 45-degree angle. This will prevent paint from leaking out of the jar. These directions are also written on the back of the sprayer. Holding the sprayer about 6 inches from the repair, pump the sprayer 2 to 3 times to fully cover the area. After painting, the area may be dried with the heat gun to prevent any accidental smearing. This will allow you to use the repaired product immediately. In order to get the max life of the sprayer, the straw must be cleaned. Remove the sprayer from the paint bottle. Over a rag, pull the straw off the sprayer. Using the UK 405-7 vinyl prep, spray into both ends of the straw to loosen or release any of the old paint. After this is done, wipe off with the rag and reattach the straw with the rubber band. When the process is completed, the repair should appear similar to the surrounding vinyl. Always be sure to refer back to the vinyl repair kit instruction manual.